So part two, specifically, we're speaking on these wars, rumors of wars. They're not really rumors, they're wars. They're happening right before your eyes. Things is happening right before your eyes. People think stuff is a joke. People think things is a game. But yeah, it's happening in your lifetime. It's happening in your generation, in your simulation. And you Gen Zs, you will get drafted. People are going to get drafted because World War III is here. World War III is here. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as a travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." And that's what you see. But it says, reading on, it says, "But you, brothers, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of the darkness." Yeah, those that's in the know like us, we see what's coming down the pike. We see what's happening. And not only the prophets, the apostles of the house of Judah and the house of Israel, you have Gentiles, you have heathens that are awoke and that understand what's going on too. So, prophecy is prophesying. And that's what's happening, man. Yeah, Howard is doing what he's doing. I want to I grabbed Jeremiah and 50, what's the name, the last time. Let's grab Ezekiel. Or did I grab Ezekiel? I don't know. Did I grab Ezekiel last time or Jeremiah last time? So we're going to go into Ezekiel. We're going to Ezekiel 38. I'm surprised I don't have it. Surprised I don't have Ezekiel 38 highlighted. But Ezekiel 38, starting at verse 4. Well, I'll start at verse 3. It says, and say, thus says Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn you back and put hooks into your jaws, and I will bring you forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, and all of them that cloth with all sorts of armor, even great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And Gomorrah and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and it is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. That was verse 9, but I want a specific verse. Land. 38 is going into Gog, Magog. I don't know why I don't have 38 highlighted, but I'm going to go 37, Ezekiel 37. So now let's this is prophets. And this is basically going into like the restoration. Some of the parts that's in Ezekiel 37. It's going into some restoration as far as where it says in verse 21, it says, and saying to them, thus said the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone. So all of the places that we have been scattered, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land, which is Jerusalem, Israel. And that's why you have these people warring. That's why you have Israel warring right now. That's why you have all the nations coming up against, about to come up against Israel and America. Because these nations know that those people there in Israel are not the real Israelites. Everybody know who the real Israelites are. And they know those heathens in the land are not the real people anyway. So that's going to give them even more confirmation to strike. It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king should be king to them all. Yeah, that's going into the restoration after the destruction, which you're seeing right now, the buildup of the destruction taking its course. The valley of dry bones. I'll make my name, it says. But I can't find it right now, so I digress. We're going to go into Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13. Surprised I didn't have it highlighted. It's all right. Isaiah 13. We can go in Isaiah. We can touch on Babylon in Isaiah 13. And 14 too, might as well. Jump around a couple verses. And you have to realize who Babylon is. You had old Babylon, but now we have Babylon the Great. We have new Babylon, which is America. Isaiah 13, it says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos, Salakia, did see. Verse 6, it says, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. Isaiah 13:6, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. It says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's mind shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, that shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord comes cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And that's America. And even to these nations to some degree. Because you know China, they're proud too. China is proud. America is proud. I mean, all of these heathen nations are proud to an extent. But nobody is more proud as America, which is Babylon. It says, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wage of Ophir. And that's going to happen because a lot of men are going to be drafted to war. A lot of men are going to be killed as well. You know, when this civil unrest unfolds, you know, Yahweh is going to make men more precious than fine gold. But really, chiefly because of the war, I believe. It says these drafts that's coming, people are about to get drafted for sure. It says, verse 14, it says, and it shall be as the chase roe and as a sheep that no man take up. They shall every man turn to his own people. and flee everyone into his own land. And you see that happening now. People have been fleeing America. You know, these Gentiles have been, you know, going back to their places, their homes and whatnot, because America doesn't have that same luster like she once had. It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in it. That's Russia, Gog, Iran, all of these all of these eastern nations. It says, their bows and also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spur the children. And the subheading is the destruction, or the destructive day of the Lord. And right now, you kind of see the buildup to that right now with Iran and Israel. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, which is America, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. She shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And it's basically talking about how it's going to be a desert, how it's going to be dry after those nukes and missiles hit this place. But then again, that's a twofold in a way, because Babylon, America, is just like Sodom and Gomorrah, because they practice the same stuff that Sodom and Gomorrah does. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Abiram, the Arab pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. So, you know, it's going to be a desert, man. That's basically what it's saying. Babylon, America is going to be a desert. So that golden dome, the golden dome that Trump is trying to build, they say they're going to have it built in a couple of years. Honestly, I don't know. Only Yahweh knows how long we got. Hopefully, we're not even here by a couple of years. Hopefully, everything takes its course. Hopefully, prophecy takes its course, which it is taking its course. But, you know, we hope that prophecy just unfolds speedily. But yeah, man. So the Bible is telling you that the Golden Dome didn't work. Isaiah 13, Isaiah 14, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Revelations 18, Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 37. I got to go back in Ezekiel 38 and highlight the points. I'm surprised I didn't have it highlight. That touches on World War III, but in the destruction of Babylon, which is America. And these chapters prove that the Golden Dome didn't work. I'll just leave it with that. And right now, you know, you have, you know, Trump said, he just told, and they're all puppets, man. They all puppets. They get their orders from the Rothschilds. Everybody gets their orders from the Rothschilds. They're all puppets to the Rothschilds. You know, but Trump just said specifically, I believe a day ago or something, he just told, what's the name? Some capital in Iran to evacuate. And then you have everybody evacuating. So we're going to see where this thing can go. We're going to see if he has the guts. We're going to see if he has the gall, the audacity to strike Iran. Because right now, these nations, they look at Trump as a guy with a big mouth and no action. You know that guy that wolf tickets. That's what these nations, in a way, kind of view Trump as, you know, wolf tickets. selling wolf tickets. But he just told Iran, their capital, to the city, the capital. He just addressed the city, the capital. He just told them to evacuate. And I got to give him some credit for that too, because that's pretty that's a kind gesture, because these other heathens, they would have just blew up the city. They wouldn't have warned the people. They just would have sent the rockets or the strikes and just blew up the cities and blew up the people. So at least Donald Trump is warning the people, warning these Iranians to evacuate. I give him that. That's one thing about us, man. We're gonna give credit to where credit is due. Like we're a truth people, man. We're the Israelites. We stand for truth and we stand on truth. So we're gonna see though, but these nations still believe that he's selling wolf tickets, because nothing has happened. And I'm talking about from the time where he was talking to Vladimir Putin, when he told Russia not to strike Ukraine and whatnot. And Russia still, Vladimir Putin still did what he did. So, these nations, they believe Donald Trump is selling wolf tickets. He has a big mouth, and he's not carrying out action. He's not carrying out any action. He's just selling wolf tickets. He's just talking. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what Yahweh is gonna do, because ultimately Yahweh controls everything. It ain't Donald Trump, and it ain't even the Rothschilds. It's Yahweh who controls everything through these vessels and whatnot. So that's what you gotta know. And I wanted I don't know, what was that? Isaiah 2:9. Is that Isaiah? Back to Prophet Isaiah. Isaiah. It's not even Isaiah. Isaiah 3:9. Bear with me, Yashara. Bear with me, man. Only 12 is which is 12. You know what? I'm just gonna scratch it because I can't find it, but it is what it is. I'm gonna end it with Amos 3 and this big old Bible. This big old Bible, man. All of these prophecies and sayings that we prophets gotta. This is work, man. This is work. Going through these big old Bibles, filling out these prophecies, trying to articulate it and bring it through to you people to understand what's happening. That's work. Dissecting these prophecies, precept upon precepts, writing them down, got to rememorize them. That's work. And then you're bringing out the truth, and people still spew hatred and still spew mockery and scoffing. That's work. Amos 3:6. I'm gonna end it with this. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be any evil in a city? So that's everywhere. Shall there be any evil in a city, and Yahweh have not done it? So when you see these places getting nuked, missiles being striked, this is all the work of Yahweh. It says surely Yahweh will do nothing, but he reveals his secrets unto the servants as prophets. And that's why we can tell you, because we got the secrets. Yes. And I'll end it with that. Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.